Hi, thanks for joining us today on Latest in Labs. Um, we're going to walk through some of the latest updates. I'm Josh Team, and we're going to walk through some of the key things that we've been working on and give you an update and really go deep into some of the things that we're starting to move into. As we're getting into closer to Mega Camp, some of the key areas that we're going to focus on is trying to actually create experiences for you to go take back to your clients very quickly, now that we have a foundation. And you've heard Gary talk about our Keller Clouds and our AI, and now we're building the consumer and agent experiences on top. And we're going to walk through that. So a couple things I want to make sure you guys can see and play with. The first is we've done a new release of Kelly, and it's a whole new UI. And the reason that we've done that is because we want a place to add more and more menu items. And we'll walk through exactly where that's going. So as you click that menu where you can see map and settings, we're going to continue adding more and more menu items to that area. And so I'd love to get your feedback. Do you like the new UI? Do you not like the new UI? You guys designed it, so let's find out if how we're doing, if we need to make any more enhancements or improvements to that. So with that being said, one of the things you guys have played with is Market Snap, and where you can say Market Snapshot or Snap or showing market stats for this area. So we've had that, we're playing with that. We're continuing to work with over 800 MLSs to get some of the sold data kinks worked out. So you're probably experiencing maybe some weirdies about that data feeds. That's where that's coming from. We're still working on that. That being said, in the new UI, you can actually click on the settings, open up the map, go down to the neighborhoods, and you can pull out that right drawer with the little arrows, and you're going to see all the neighborhoods around you that you can dive into. And so, this little arrow right here. So if you want to, you can come inside. When you go to the map, you can click this icon. This icon will then show you 4 options. Pick the bottom option, and then click this arrow, and you'll see all the neighborhoods around you, and you can start playing and seeing all the market stuff around you. That's just us starting to play with the different neighborhood data that we can get to. So with that, one of the first things that we also want to talk about today is local insight. So here in the next 3-4 days, you're going to be able to go and say, hey, Kelly, add a local insight. And that's going to be able to say, so I'm going to add insight here that says, this is an office complex where KWI is. We have covered garage parking where we can walk to miles and miles of greenbelt, and there's a great taco deli shop within walking distance. And that's an insight I can add. And now any other person that goes into this neighborhood, not only do they see the market stats, but they can also see what other agents are saying. We hope that, and that's kind of what we're talking about around this data share game that we're working on. The other thing that we're going to work on, as you can see here on the screen, is listings. So you can search for listings, both active or previously sold, and then you're going to be able to drill into those listings and start to see what's going on. We want that to all be at your fingertips, and we're going to let you share those listings. One of the other things that we're doing right now that we're working on is the ability to, bear with me, is be able to take a market snapshot and share this with your client. So this right now is a work in progress, but we're actually going to put the map right here on this left-hand side with the neighborhood, which you guys see, and here are all the market stats. So this might be where you're talking to a potential listing presentation or client, or on the buy side, and you can share a market snap with them with a custom message from you. And with just 2 clicks, you can now share that link with your client so they can see and see what you're seeing and interact with it just like you would interact with it, and you can now they can have a conversation around those market snapshots. So those are some of the key things that we've been working on around neighborhood specialty, and we're going to continue working on that and fleshing that out, and we're excited where that's going to go over the next couple of weeks. So with that, we've got Zach Younger joining us, and I think Zach, you're going to hit me with some hard-hitting questions, and then we're going to do a few more demos about things that are coming up. So thanks for joining us, Zach. What are some of the questions you got for me?
Well, I'd say right off the bat with local insights, if an associate puts in a local insight through Kelly, will the other associates that are in the area see what agent made that contribution? So could it be a business building opportunity?
100%. So one of the things that we're going to do is when you add insights, other agents will see your insights and they can vote up or vote down those insights, meaning I agree or disagree with those insights. The agents that upload the most insights to get upvoted, we're going to deem them as the local expert. So when I go over into, if we actually can go into my computer really quick and we drill into referrals, when I go and search for, right now, the default view is all around closed, actually the default view is random, and I can sort by closed units, right? And we all do that. The default sort order for the agents in an area now will be who's uploading the most local insights in this area. And so whichever agents are uploading the most insights in this area that are getting voted up, they're the ones that are going to show up first in the referrals. The second thing that's going to happen is the insights that you do in our new consumer app that's going to be launching sometime in the first quarter. Your insights will be visible by your consumers, and when you give them your app, they're going to get to see your insights. So when they're in any neighborhood or any market area, they're going to see what you're saying is awesome about this specific neighborhood or subdivision. So we see this as a lead generation both with the consumer and with other agents, and this is when we talk about the data share game.
That's great. Do I have time for another question, John?
Absolutely.
Good. I've got several associates, including myself, that when interacting with Kelly, we'll ask Kelly a question, and Kelly will respond with a fantastic answer. And then we might go and ask the
sometimes
same
she gets
question.
confused.
Sometimes. Sometimes we'll go back and ask the same question, and then Kelly won't have the same answer. Why is that?
Yeah, it's because she's learning. So just to give you some perspective, the past week, we've had about 50,000 active users on Kelly. The week before that, we had about 45,000 active users, meaning that people are doing more than a handful of things, really banging on Kelly. And each week, that's generating millions of requests. And so Kelly has an algorithm that's learning. Think about something simple like, show me market stats in this area, show me stats for this neighborhood, show me market stats for this neighborhood's name, show me market stats for this zip code, show me a snapshot, market snap. There's 1,000 ways to ask that one question, and we have literally tens of thousands of people asking that in millions of permutations. So Kelly's an algorithm trying to make sense of that, learn that, compile that so that she gets smarter every time. So the two things are happening. As literally millions of interactions are happening asking it, she's trying to learn, and sometimes she learns it wrong and we have to go correct her. And as we add more and more skills, she has to compute through those things and she can get confused. The analogy I think of is that she's a 2-year-old that's starting to turn 3 and she's starting to build a vocabulary, but I never really know what she's going to say, and I don't know if she actually understands me, and so it's going to be interesting sometimes. That's kind of where we are in this journey of AI.
Naturally. That's great.
So now with that, we'll take a quick pause and we're going to go right back into showing some of the new stuff that we're working on and I'm pretty excited about. One of the things, and I'm going to go off script here, so we're going to kind of improvise, that I'm super excited about is where we're getting into the listing presentation. This is what we want to imagine. So imagine you just said, hey Kelly, build me a listing presentation for 123 Main Street. And Kelly says, is this the address? Did I get it right? And you say yes. And then you get in your car and off you go. Now we can show you what we want Kelly to build for you. And this is a design prototype, but we think we have high confidence we can do this in a few weeks. So we're going to go to the MLS and say, can we find a photo for 123 Main Street? And we found a photo, we found information. You can also, before you do anything with this, validate that data before this presentation gets built. We put the information in. We then use Market Snapshot that you guys have been testing and say, hey, this is the neighborhood this is in. Here's what's happening in this neighborhood. Here's the inventory, here's the price, here's the days on market. This isn't a city, this isn't a zip code, this is literally the neighborhood this home is in, super hyper local, and here's what's happening. By the way, here's some of the competition we found of recently sold and currently on market for you based off of the same stats we found up here. Same size, same year built, etc. We also can now put together some pricing strategies for you. So we can say, here's the aggressive or the conservative. So you can have a conversation with the client that says, you can see if we sell the house in 5 days, if we list it for $420, we sell the house in 5 days, we're going to make good money. We make $420. But if the house doesn't sell in those 5 days, when we have to do a price drop, you can see we're actually going to drop pretty steep. So our conservative model is we're going to list for $375, and we're actually going to have probability of making more money after the 10-day mark. Here's the interesting thing. Houses in this neighborhood are on the market for 27 days. So we actually make more money mathematically by pricing this house conservatively. We can do this based off of real data. And so we can now have those pricing conversations with the client using actual data across our entire ecosystem. So now if we go back into the listing presentation, we go, and this is how we want to market it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have a campaign. Remember, Kelly and Keller Cloud did all this for you. It took the pictures of the home and automatically put a just listed campaign for you. And we're targeting all the people in the neighborhood, letting them know that this house is listed. We're going to market that because neighbors pick neighbors, and we're going to be all over that. We're also going to do these social campaigns for you. We're going to do target marketing based off the type of buyer that's buying in this area at this price point. And we're going to syndicate across these other social media sites, plus the 300 sites such as Zillow Realtor. On top of that, and this is a complete example, so use your creativity with me. This would be a picture of the whole country. But the top 3 cities that are relocating to Austin, Texas is New York City, San Francisco, and Houston. And when you work with me, a Keller Williams agent, I actually have partners. We've got about 6,000 agents to represent over 600,000 buyers. And so we're going to let them know about your house. So anyone thinking about relocating to Austin is able to see about your house before they even hit any search portal or talk to anyone else. And then, by the way, here's a complete custom section where you can add your own personal value proposition. And again, all this is customizable, all this is editable, but this is now you're starting to see how we're taking these Legos, these building blocks from market snapshots, referral migration patterns, the contracts we've been piping in with production data, and starting to put these data blocks together to create, and Kelly with the voice, to give you value so you can say, do this thing for me, and we're giving you a starting point to create better conversations, hopefully with your clients. I'm going to go back to Zach, and Zach, that was obviously off script, but I'd love to get any questions you have for me on that because you're probably asking me very similar questions.
I love that listing presentation put together by Kelly. That's really, really exciting. You had mentioned a lot of it is editable. What about if the competition, the comparables down at the bottom of the report that you showed, what if some of those competition, as an agent, I know that those just shouldn't be in that list?
Yeah, 100%. Those are all editable. So what that'll actually do, if we go to my screen, when we build this will actually go into, I'm gonna do a live demo. Who knows what happens? It's actually going to go into what we call a sketch house. So I'm going to make what Kelly's going to do is do all that content and literally put together a listing presentation for you automatically. So this one might be, I'm just going to do this really quick. Comp 1, Comp 2, Comp 3, right? So Kelly went through and put these comps together. I come into this sketch house, this template, because this will be 123 Main Street listing presentation, and I go, that is not right. I delete it, and I'm done. So I'm going to be able to go and edit this 100% how I want. That whole listing presentation will be all editable zones and regions inside of here that I have full and complete control over. Let's ask one more question on this topic. Did I answer your question there?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. That was great. I guess follow-up question on that is the speed at which this report might come out. Let's say I'm at a backyard barbecue and a friend of mine asks to find out about listing their home. Could I ask Kelly to put together a listing presentation and perhaps have it ready in 30 minutes? I know this is still new.
Oh yeah, so yes, and we're actually aiming for about 10 seconds. So we want you to be able to ask Kelly, and within 10 seconds, there's a PDF that you can go play with. So some of those data components might take a little bit longer, but we're definitely going to be in under a minute. So that would be the goal, and I'll demonstrate that really quick. So this widget right here, if you look at my screen, this direct mail component, I want to show you kind of where we're moving to, guys. Just again, to get us thinking about what the possibility is. So I'm going to go find I had this opened somewhere. Maybe I didn't. Let's see really quick. I love being on a development environment with live demos because nothing will ever go wrong, right? So keep your hands crossed for me and let your fingers crossed for me and see how we do here. So I'm going to go and do a test. We're going to come inside of here and we're going to drill in. We're going to pick a property. This property we'll pick is this one from my KWLS. That's going to immediately start plugging in data for me. So I'm now going to pick a hero shot. I'm going to pick this picture. Yep. I'm going to upload my profile photo. And again, Kelly will do this for us right now. This is a live demo, so we're still working out the core Legos building blocks. Upload my team logo. Well, I'm Team KW, obviously. We're going to create the campaign. And what this will do is pull up, it's going to put a marker on the map. And within seconds, you could see that it's starting to figure out who are the people that I want to direct mail this to. Well, I want to say I want to do a direct mail to 1,000 people. And you'll see the circle changes and gets bigger. But now I want to target people that are actually already in single family, and they have to have at least 3 bedrooms, and they had to have been in their home for at least 5 years. And you'll see every time I do this, the circle's getting bigger and bigger, and now all I have to do is hit next, and I can be printing and shipping this collateral, and I'll actually show that to you guys. And it'll actually start generating the template, the campaigns for me based off the KWLS and the targeting metrics we just did. Now I did this to like 2,000 people or whatever, and this is all development data, so ignore this price. We're actually negotiating a deal with printers so that whatever the cost of printing and shipping is cheaper than if you went to any national printer. And we're working out those prices right now, so you won't find a better price. We're taking $0 off the top, it's complete pass-through, and then making it easy. So now if we go back into my screen, you can see this was the photo I uploaded, my team logo, my bio, it took the template, it created the just listed flyer, and I'm ready to go. And so within 2 minutes, I could have a campaign for a just listed or anything I want targeting neighborhoods off tax and public record data to really hit the direct mail campaign. So hopefully, Zach, that answers your question about how fast we can do these things. Our goal is with less than a minute, we can do almost anything we want for our business. All right, how are we doing on time? Okay, so we're going to move right along. Zach, go back to you. Any other questions you have on what you're seeing on the direct mail component we just showed you, the listing presentation? Any questions or thoughts that come to mind? Any ahas?
When you were talking about direct mail, that's great for a farm or a just listed or a just sold postcard. Sometimes we want to send out a direct mail piece to an individual client, or someone in our sphere of influence or a past client, and they just want to maybe get a market report for their neighborhood every quarter. Is this platform be able to do those one-off as opposed to sending 1,000 mailers at a time?
Yeah, so let's go look at the screen really quick and I'll show that to you. So that is exactly what we're designing smart plans for. So, and again, for anyone, these are totally unscripted. So this is all real feedback here, but this is a smart plan where I want to, in this case, send a postcard. So you would basically apply the smart plan. This one wouldn't be applicable to the question you just asked, but you would have a smart plan that says, I want to do a smart plan that says, I want to give them a quarterly market report. And what that would do is that would send this personal client, the direct mail piece personalized to them about their specific neighborhood. So what we're going to be able to do, just like on a listing presentation, you're going to be able to have a template inside your Sketchhouse that says this is a widget around the market neighborhood they live in. And we're going to figure that out, pull their live data for you, the live insights, put your branding on it, personalize it to them, and send them that one-on-one direct mail card to them. Does that answer your question? Sorry,
great.
I didn't hear you.
That answered the question. That was perfect.
Awesome. So we're going to show you one other really cool thing, guys, is that I think is if we go back inside of my screen for a second, this is how we imagine that the sketch house will end up looking, where you have all of your different templates for all of your different campaigns, whether it be landing pages or your social generation or your flyers. Everything that's a creative asset, we want you to be able to go and play and create these beautiful things, work with firms, whatever that is, and store these here. And then smart plans or the listing presentations or interactions with your clients will be one click away. And the cool part about Keller Cloud is we'll go in and fill out all the information you tell us to, just like we showed you in that listing presentation. All right, here's also a brand new thing. I'm going completely off script. I'm going to get in so much trouble, but it's really fun. And here's the cool part is as inside of Command, when you're working through your deals on a contact, this is what happens when I click on deals. And whether I'm a team, a single agent, or a husband and wife, or a mega team, I now have the ability to see all of my listing pipeline, all of my buyer pipeline, all the leases I'm working, how my ratio is, what the current commission is out there outstanding, and how my velocity is doing, and more reports, etc. The coolest part about this, in my opinion, is let's drill into the appointment. So now I'm actually looking at the phases of appointment for my business. Now, before everyone blows me up that all these different customizations and configuration, we hear you, and you can actually go to edit stages here, and you can say the way I run my business is here are my 8 steps for managing appointments. And so when you're done with that, when you come back over here, those 8 steps will be the 8 steps that are these Trello boards. And if you don't like Trello and you're more an Excel spreadsheet user, just click List View, and this will be how we organize this for you. So all you have to do is drag and drop these deals across each section, and everyone in your team will know any given part where they are. The other cool part about this is you can actually tell Kelly, move Mr. White to this stage, and Kelly will confirm and let you move people through the deal just with your voice. Zach, I'm going to go back to you. What are your thoughts, my friend?
I'm speechless. It's awesome. That is really cool. I loved how you could completely edit the different stages that move along with the appointment process, or for instance, a buyer lead. When you showed the dashboard that showed all of your buyers, all of your sellers, and all of the leases that you're working on, for instance, we don't have many associates in our area here that do leases. Is this part editable? Can we just make that leases part go away?
Yeah. So I'm trying to get a version of this out in 4 to 5 weeks, and so the VV1 this will not be super configurable. It will be the stuff inside like I just showed you, but by December, 100%.
That's exciting. That's great. And what about a workflow from when somebody goes from a seller, moving them automatically into, for instance, the buyer section? Because a lot of our sellers ultimately then become buyers.
Yeah, so that would be a smart plan. So one of the things you can do in a smart plan is at the close of a transaction, you can then hit a whole smart plan that says, here's the steps that we want to follow to try to make sure we're getting these people into the buying opportunity. All you have to do to set this up is on a contact, you say add opportunity or add deal, and that will then you say, I'm now representing them as a buyer, and this whole workflow gets kicked off. All right,
That's
we're
great.
going to move on to some of the online questions really quick, and here we go. So, will someone be able to contribute to someone else's local insight if they feel there should be more information? They can add their own, and then people will vote yes, up, or down. That's how we're going to do a peer review. So you can just agree with it. If you think they didn't get it right or there's something that you can add on to it, you just add your own, and that rises you to the local expert. A local insight is basically with Kelly, you're going to be able to say something about this property or this area that you think is important as a real estate local expert that you want your clients and agents thinking about sending you business to know that and to represent that you're local expert, and we all work together. Will smart plans be able to give you reminders to contact a client? 100%. So smart plans will be able to tell you it's time to call this person. Did you call them? Hey, it's time to fill in the blank. It's time to whatever. And smart plans will do automatic things for you. Kick off social media campaigns, kick off email campaigns, automatically email them through MailChimp, those types of things. So that's what smart plans are all about. I kind of joke with the agents in our labs, and I go, how many of you have action plans? And they all raise their hand. And I go, those action plans are in Trello boards, Excel spreadsheets, Post-it notes. So we call those action hopes, And what smart plans are about is making sure that we actually follow our action plans by letting Kelly and Command remind us it's time to do things. What type of locations are you going to be able to add to local insight to? Anywhere, any address or any area. All you literally do is say add local insight. What type of locations? Yeah, so I just answered that one. How to set up an account with the direct mailer? It takes we literally can do it in 2 steps. All you do is just say, here's my personal address and here's how my branding, and then we email you proofs of everything you send out, and that's it. And then you just go through the demo I just showed you, and you're sending out direct mail campaigns. All right, I'm going to move on and show one other really cool demo in my opinion, and that is the new dashboard. So this is the new Command dashboard that we've been working on. This section up here is a configurable section. So we're going to give people about a dozen widgets, if you will. So you may want to see your goals to week, your goals to month. You may want to see the leaderboard for your team. You may want to see the leaderboard for the market center. You may want to see the leaderboard for your region or market. We're going to give you about a dozen widgets that you can pick from. Over here is all these smart plans, all of your clients that you're working, all of the leads. Everything is configured into what you need to do today and your progress towards that. Here is your calendar broken down for you, and we'll work on time blocking. One of the cool things we've added is you can change the perspective from this week to this day to this month. You can also change the status or filter the type of task you want to see. And you can look at your team's tasks. So if you're working with the team on things, what are all the team's tasks or what are just my tasks? And finally, I can print this, and this will print as a 411. So you can print these as a conversations around what I need to do this week, what I need to do today. Zach, I'm going to come back to you, buddy. Throw me some hard-hitting questions.
Earlier, you showed Sketchbook.
Yes.
That looked different than I've seen in the past. Can Sketchbook do graphics, for instance, for social media?
Yeah, actually, so I will show you. Let's try to, if you don't hold me accountable, let's go and actually try to create a really quick sketchbook template, shall we? So I'm going to create a new template. Let's go actually, I'm in dev. So let's go into my environment. I'm going to drill in. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to create let's just do a simple one. And I'm going to say right here, I want to actually put an image. This image I'm going to upload, and I want this to be of me. And over here, this will be of the property. I'm totally just making this up, guys. And this property, we're going to either use a link or I'm going to upload this one. And this will be the kitchen that we used earlier. And then here we're going to do some text. And this is an on-the-go demo. But we need to change this text to be red. And we're going to make the center it. We're going to make this all bold, and here I'm going to save this as this font, etc., etc., and then I can save this as a PDF, etc. So we've had multiple agents go through, and it takes them about 5 minutes to 10 minutes to recreate their marketing collateral in Sketchhouse. And the cool part is I can actually come in here and say, instead of putting their first name, put F name as a variable. And anytime this email gets sent out to that person, we're going to change F name with their first name in our database. And so that's what Sketchhouse is. Does that answer your question, Zach, or any follow-up questions to that?
Yes, that did answer my question. A follow-up question would be if, for instance, what if I created a sketch that I really liked and I wanted to share it with other KW agents? Is there going to be like a library?
There is going to be a library. In fact, not only is there going to be a library for sketches, this is going to be the library for all smart plans, all marketing collateral. So you can share this privately. You can share smart plans and collateral privately within your team or just friends. Or you can push this out to a marketplace and say, hey, anyone that wants to pay $1 or $2 or whatever, and the market centers and KWI will be adding their own smart plans that we're seeing work well inside of here. So we believe having a whole rich marketplace of marketing collateral, campaigns, all inside of here is the way. And so I'm going to go to one more question online. And when will this be available for anyone who wants to start using it, understanding that it's still in development? Our goal, do not hold me to this, please. Our goal is that we will be inviting up to 6,000 people, just everything I just showed you, minus the workflow of the deal. That one will not be ready quite yet. But at MegaCamp, we'll be inviting up to 6,000 people to come break this stuff with us. Understanding this stuff is all under massive alpha, beta, labs, whatever word really lets us know that this is not 100% yet. And then our goal is we're going to have about a dozen of our very, very top teams fully operational on command in Keller Cloud by the end of October, and then rolling this out to everyone through the last couple months of the year. And then the first quarter of next year, launching our whole new consumer experience that sits right on top of this that we're really excited about. All right, guys, I really appreciate you taking 30 minutes on your Friday to come hang out with me and let me show you some stuff we're working on, all the cool agents that are in our labs process are designing. We love your feedback. This is all driven by your participation. So thank you so much for your time. Give us feedback. Thanks so much. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Zach.